You're out in the Mojave Desert at night, driving along a desolate road. You're listening to music on your phone. All of a sudden, strange noises, weird lights. You're about to meet the foil men. The Mojave Desert is crisscrossed by long, empty roads. And indeed, most people's experience of the backcountry is traveling down one of these routes, often at night and by themselves. So does it come as any real surprise that most of our strangest stories come from such an ideal location? The Old Woman Mountains lie in the eastern half of California's Mojave Desert. A fairly remote wilderness area, it is home to many types of your typical desert plants and animals. And it was here, one night in 2011, that a man out looking for old mining claims had a most disturbing encounter. Driving down the main dirt road that bisects the area, called appropriately enough Telephone Line Pole Road, he was cruising along slowly, listening to music on his phone, when it suddenly started making a strange beeping noise. At the same time, he became aware of lights moving closer through the darkness off to his right. Thinking they were four-wheelers searching for the road, he expected to see them cross the desert in front of him. But when he crested a small rise, what he saw standing at the side of the road was something else entirely. Three human-like figures, shining and glinting as if in his own words they were covered in tinfoil or metal, now stood on the left side of the road. Looking humanoid, they were shaking and vibrating in a bizarre fashion at a high rate of speed. Coming closer, the driver was stunned when they suddenly split apart and took off in different directions, moving so fast they appeared as no more than a blur as they raced around his truck, crossed the road once more, and then vanished into the dark desert on either side. Again, his phone started making the strange beeping noise and then went silent. The entities were gone, leaving the man alone, shaken and understandably frightened. After a moment to regain his composure and check that the things were indeed gone, he hit the gas, and as he later related, flew home without stopping. This is one of those stories I call I Saw It on the Road, because really, there's nothing to place it in context. It was just something weird that happened out in the middle of the desert one night. So, are there any other strange tales from the Old Woman Mountains? Now you might be surprised, or not surprised, to learn that in that exact area, there has been one very well-documented extraterrestrial landing. Although, it happened about 50,000 years ago. Let me explain. In 1975, the biggest meteorite ever found in California was discovered in the Old Woman Mountains. Weighing 6,000 pounds, it was one giant hunk of iron that definitely came from outer space. But have there been any other UFO reports from that area? None that I've heard. Strange entities or beings? Well, there have been stories of lost Spanish gold mines and ghostly visitations, but nothing about silver-clad humanoids streaking through the desert at incredible speeds. So what could it have been? Well, if true, one clue might come from the location itself, Telephone Pole Line Road. This road, like many across California, runs the length of the giant power lines that make up the state's energy grid. Carrying immense charges of electrical power, there has been considerable popular belief that people can be affected by their leakage or mere presence. And scientists have found that in certain people, exposure to heavy electric or magnetic fields can cause something akin to epileptic seizures or hallucinations. Remember the beeping phone? Did its strange beeping indicate the man was in an area of the overhead line's magnetic field? Could he too have suffered one of these electric hallucinations? Now, I did ask the individual who shared this story with me if he thought to look on the road ahead of him to see if there were any tracks where the creatures had crossed. He said no, which is understandable. He said he was too scared and simply fled the area. Now, what you would call these? Foil men? Aliens? Hallucinations? I don't know. I guess it's just another mystery from the Great Mojave. I'm Behrman. I'll see you next time. Hey guys, Behrman here. I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video and want to watch a few more, maybe even give it a thumbs up. It really does help. Thanks.